All righty, so we're here for the monthly group call and finally owning it as an alchemy call, right? This is an alchemy call. This is not just a coaching call, right? Yawn, right? We do something very, very different in this group, and taking ownership of that from the launch of the Relationship Alchemy membership, right, which is now out in the world, which is very, very exciting. And then weaving that, bringing the threads of that now into everything else that happens, because that's the ownership, right, of what this is all about. This is what we do here. We look at the shitty bits in it that are going on in our life and in our relationships, and we transmute that into gold, right? And I don't know about you guys, when I used to hear stuff like alchemy and, it was like, what is that? All kind of spiritual stuff, woo-woo stuff. And that wasn't my journey. Like I didn't grow up in these spaces. I didn't have hippie parents. I was very, very much asleep and very unaware for most of my life. It was only when I was just over 40 that I had a big fucking wake up call. And that was the catalyst. I mean, it was a little bit earlier, to be honest, if I really got honest and said, well, what was the catalyst? And pretty much everyone on this call knows what my catalyst was. It was called having children, right? Becoming a mother. And I know that that is a catalyst for a lot of people because it's such a massive life change. And we have life changes, and they give us the opportunity, they provide us the opportunity to wake the fuck up, right? Or stay asleep. And my choice was to wake up. And once I had a taste, you know how they say you can't go back to holding hands? Right? I couldn't go back, right? It was like once I'd had a taste, it was like, nah, this is my life now. This is the way I'm going to roll. This is the way that I want to be in the world. This is how I want to relate to myself and everyone else that crosses my path, that I call in, that I attract through my energy. Hey, Grant, right? This is what it's about. Yeah. It's like, come and get some of this juice. So we're here. We're here. And I'm going to shut up because I spoke a lot over the last sort of week and a half. And now this is the opportunity for everyone that comes in, shows up for themselves. Here's the call to come in and join this alchemy group session and bring what's alive, like bring what's real, or tuck it back into your dress. Hey, Angelica. Bring that to the call, and we start to look at it. And the beauty of doing it as a group is that we get so much out of it, right? Even when it's somebody else's real that they're bringing, it's like, oh my God, right? It either clicks us into a piece that might be similar, or something drops in and it's like, wow, I just got some reflection there. I just got some insight. I just got some I just got some gold, right? I got some golden awareness from what another person had going on. So what's going on? Yeah, what's happening for you, Sarah? Like, me, pick me. Fucking love that. There was no uncomfortable silence. Didn't have to sit in any tension there, Sarah. It was just like, I love
No,
that. I love that.
no,
That's the commitment I made to myself on every single training as well. It's like first. Don't wait for the other people, right? Don't wait. Just first. Yeah. You otherwise you're robbing yourself. So, Sarah, what's going on?
just navigating the different belief systems of the co-parent,
Ooh.
and both girls are now on antibiotics and all of that because Eloise was again not allowed to go to school today because she's got two tiny little spots on her face and not been on antibiotics and blah blah blah. And I'm just sitting here going, awesome. And like I've watched my I'm a shit parent because I haven't gone to the doctors and done these things. And I'm like, no, but what I've been doing is is been supporting them and blah, blah, you know, it's just like, and I can, yeah, sit there and go, he's saying, you know, all fucking like all of the conversations that might be going on that probably aren't going on because they're just stories in my head, and I'm just like, for fuck's sake. I'm also not alone on this call. My friend is listening, but I'm just going to respect him wanting to not be on camera.
Awesome. He could just hear us all.
He's just going to listen to it, and he's listened to all of my shit before, so it's all good.
Cool. That's great. We can totally honor that and acknowledge that. And
Although I did give him assholes about hiding.
well, you know, there's that too. And it's all good. Look, you know, one of the things that that I always say with these calls, that when people come, even if they don't share, even if they don't say anything, right, just being a fly on the wall for the first couple of calls is really beneficial.
Yeah.
And it was part of my guidance for when you go live, right? Just go off the camera, right?
Yeah.
Let's face it, like, you know, it's to stop hiding. It's well for someone like me who's done 50 billion lives and, you know, has a lot less stuff going on about it, to say, go get live. But it's fucking terrifying for a lot of people. So, yeah, so I get it. So you've had a whole lot of stories going through your head. You've gone.
Yeah, like this is literally
pretty,
just before jumping on the call, I got a text.
What you
Which
text?
is from their dad.
Yeah.
Just saying he's home with a very heartbroken Eloise because the school were worried about a couple of spots, and he's taken them to the doctors, and he was disappointed to see that her registration at the GP had lapsed. And I just replied and went, well, I'm not as worried about that. And, you know, thanks for taking her to the doctors. And he also then put in the message that he'd got some probiotics for her as well. And I was like, awesome. So he's kind of like, he gets where I'm coming from, and his mum's very natural and her approach to health and all that kind of stuff. So it's not that he doesn't support or acknowledge or sit in that. It's just that quick fix.
Yeah. So what's the problem?
I just find it really fucking uncomfortable that I'm just like, why couldn't you just continue with the process that we'd already been doing, which was working? It's just not as quick.
Yeah. And he was involved in all of those discussions, right? Before? Yeah. Okay. So what changed? What? I mean, I know what it is, I can see it, but what was the thing that happened that changed his trajectory and his approach?
Probably an upset child.
Yeah. And why was the child upset?
Because she couldn't go to school.
Okay. So who made that decision?
The school did.
The school, right?
Yeah.
So the school got involved.
Yeah.
And then he changed his track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm not blaming him. I'm not, you know, like I get it. It's, yeah, I'm just frustrated that we can't just agree. You know, and I'm just like, he's on school holidays now, so it's not, you know, like, just spend some time and relax and rest and heal with the girls and whatever. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Who else? Who's a co? I know, Shani, you're out of screen, but I know you're a co-parent. Who else is a co-parent? Who else is in a co-parenting relationship, right? They're not with the father or mother of their kids anymore, right? It's wow. I mean, your kid's grown, Charlie, but you still are, you know, you still have to deal with this other way with a person who's no longer under your roof, right? And this is where it gets really real, because we can't just F10. I don't know whether it's not F10 anymore, eh? That's like my old saying, and now I have to find another one. F10 used to be the delete button, right, on the keyboard. You can't F10 delete your co-parent out of your life as much as you would like to. You know, you like, you can't block the ex, because they're going to be in your life for as long as your kid is alive, right? The rest of your life, they're going to be in your life. And how you roll with that is what's important. And
Mm.
one of the biggest problems that I see in these co-parenting relationships is that parents are still trying to parent their children together when clearly it didn't work, because that's why you're no longer in a relationship living under the same roof, right? Like it just didn't work. Yet still trying to agree and still trying, do you know what I mean? And
Mm.
it's fucking challenging. Yeah. I mean, I shared some of it on the challenge, how I couldn't let go of allowing my boy's dad to parent in his way. I just couldn't let that go, right? For a long time. I have now, right? Like mum's way is at our house, dad's way is at his house. And now this really gets tricky, right? When it's to do with the kid's health, when it's to do with like big issues. Yeah. And you saw and the whole thing explode with COVID, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When one parent wanted the kids to get the jab and the other parent didn't.
The guy was involved in the hood for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I worked with a lot of couples around that time, a lot of co-parenting relationships to help them find some grace within that.
Mm.
Yeah. And for a lot of the ones, especially the ones that, older kids, because we were generally dealing with older kids then, it had to be the decision of the kid, not the parent,
Mm.
because the parents just couldn't fucking agree and they would never fucking agree, right? Because they're just coming from two different places.
Yeah, and I think like I have a deep gratitude for the work that I've done with you in the last, 10 months or whatever, because 10 months ago I would have just been like, fuck, like lost it. And I also have a deep compassion and grace for Carl because he's reliant on Big Pharma at the moment just for his mental health because he's not doing that, he's not on this trajectory with his life and all of that kind of stuff. So I get it, but it's just that whole, he's supportive of what we're doing, and he was, last weekend when he had the girls, he continued with that process. But now, that he's got, I don't know, he's got the girls for a longer period of time, and blah blah blah.
But when you say he's supportive,
So and that
he's supportive of your way,
he
right?
is supportive, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's your way.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but like he still used that process
No, I know,
last
but it's
weekend,
your
but not.
it's your way, Sarah, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And we all want the fucking co-parent to be supportive of our way. And then we get
yeah,
pissed off when they're not, or when they
yeah.
change their tune, or
Do it their way.
when they actually come back to what's true for them. Yeah. And then we want to control. Because, honey, I see you, and oh my God, and I'm just like, why can't you just, because they don't get
Hmm.
it, right? That in terms of the journey, in terms of what you've learned for yourself, in terms of the awareness that you have, discovered for you,
Yeah,
way that you see things differently. But having an expectation, and I mean, I know you said work that we've done over the last 10 months, but man, we did some work when you were here at the house, right?
oh yeah, no,
It
yeah,
was
yeah,
like, but just on this piece, right? On this
yeah,
differences piece, that how challenging it is to let go of our way,
yeah.
because your way may never be his way.
No, and
Mm.
that's why we're not together.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's like to be able to see what's going on, because just the wording gives it away, the energy that I'm
Mm.
tuning into is giving it away. It's like you still want him to support you in your way, because your way is the right way and his way is the wrong way.
Yeah,
How
well,
is
yeah,
it?
yeah. That's exactly how I feel. Like, and
Yeah.
it's just that whole, you know, um, wanting with the best of intentions, and both of us have them, right? But it's that just the implications of antibiotics, and like it's just that awareness, and I really am struggling with that.
Yeah.
Despite everything, despite we've had conversations about it, and he's, has spoken into, he's like, I see and I understand and I appreciate and da 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 da, and it's like, well, if you do, then why aren't you? And it's not that he won't or whatever, and it's that expectation and demanding and all of that stuff, and I see that.
Yeah.
But then also I'm sitting playing with the, am I a shit mum, questioning self-doubt, have I made the wrong decision to not go and get them antibiotics sooner or whatever. But it was never true for me. It was never true for me to go and get antibiotics when I know that I've got natural products like colloidal silver that are effective. They just don't necessarily work as fast as people want.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in situations with myself and my kids where I've tried to do it the natural way, and then I've finally gone to the doctor and it's cleared it up like that, right? It's like we follow this path until it's not working, right?
Yeah.
But beating yourself up, is that how's that working out for you?
No, it feels like shit.
It's shit, right? So,
Yeah.
to really bring this into perspective, what's the worst that could fucking happen here?
I don't know that there is anything that's really horrific that could happen here.
Well, no
They
one's going to
get,
die, right?
not unless they're allergic to antibiotics.
Well, yeah, but I
And
mean,
even then, that's manageable.
yeah, well, yeah, I mean, false evidence appearing real, right? This is the fucking tiger
Yeah.
in the room in the corner that's been activated that isn't real, and yet the frustration and the what you're experiencing is way bigger than what's
Mm.
actually important here, right? What's
Yeah.
what's important, Sarah?
The health and well-being of my children.
Yeah, okay. And look, if I told you that I hadn't fucked up with some medical thing with my kids and, like should have got them to the doctor, something got infected and I mean, man, I'd be punishing myself for it. Yes, Shani's got a hand
Done it
up.
too.
Look,
Yeah.
we're fucking human. We're so human,
Mm.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, my little guy had to go in and get some surgery, right? A little while ago.
Mm.
And I went down a road of, if I had have known a little bit more about what was going on for him, perhaps it could have been prevented.
Uh-huh.
But am I going to sit with that and just replay that and come with that energy towards him?
No.
How's that going to help him, right?
Yeah.
He ended up getting the surgery, and instead, I just like I laid it on, right, about how incredibly resilient he is and how it just he didn't wobble at all. And he just was so powerful in that,
Mm.
right? He was so fucking powerful. Like it blew my mind. Right. And now this kid's got to get braces, right? And now I'm looking at him again because I could go down the, oh my God, he's going to get, oh my God, teasing, oh my God, brace face and all this old shit that we had to deal with when we were kids, right?
Been there, done that.
Yeah, babe. Or I can choose to see him as powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like, I've done that with Eloise particularly because obviously it's been a really long ride for her. And every night we've had this conversation of like, do you know how powerful you are right now? Do you know how incredibly proud I am of your courage and your tenacity to just show up and work through this and come and ask for cuddles and, like just because she's really good at asking for what she needs, or just coming and fucking claiming it by climbing into my bed.
Totally.
But
So
you know,
just
yeah.
take a few minutes right here, right now, and I want you to sit in a couple of circles. I want you to sit in the fucking powerless circle where the worst is going to happen, and there's going to be an allergic reaction to the antibiotics, and whatever the story is, you're the bad parent, beating yourself up, and just sit in that for a moment and get a reference point and see how you're seeing yourself in that situation and the self definition, right?
Yeah.
Just close your eyes and sit in here and do it now. And everyone else, if you want to join her in that circle, have a little experience of what Sarah's navigating at the moment. You can join her in her victim circle around this issue, around this piece. Just notice how you're seeing yourself and how you're defining yourself, right? When all of this is playing out, right? When you've got these expectations and demands on their dad. Yeah, when you're coming from fear, right, of what could happen. And how that's being projected onto the girls, right? Onto your daughter, onto Eloise. Is it Eloise?
Yeah.
Yeah, onto Eloise. Just give us a little reading of how it feels in there. And for anyone else that's joining her in there, what are you getting in the chat box?
This feels really yuck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What Angelica said too.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Just, yeah. I feel, yeah. And lack of control. Yeah. Aaron, that too.
Yeah, man.
That I'm not good enough
Yeah.
as well is really fucking loud.
Yeah.
That I'm a failure. Yeah.
Okay, so let's step out of that circle because it's nauseating.
Yes, that too.
Yeah. Ugh. Okay, blink it off.
Worried about my
Take it out.
integrity. Thank you, Shane. Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful reflections, team. Yeah. But you can see where your focus is, right? It's in the fucking gutter.
Yeah. It's in
Okay.
the shit.
It's in the shit. It's in the shit. That's where it is. So now I want you to shift gears and I want you to put the connection at the center, right? I want you to put your power at the center. I want you to really step into honor and receive your greatness. You can do that with the golden ball of light above your head. Immerse yourself in that, right? Your power, Sarah, that I've watched fucking go over the last almost year. So you're going to step into your creator circle around this. We've already seen what your victim relationship is like to this issue, right? To this thing you got going on. What's your creator relationship to this, right? Your creator relationship to what's going on, what's happened to your co-parent, right? Which means you have to see him in his greatness and in his power as well. See Eloise in her power, because she got power, girl. That one. Whew.
Oh my God.
Right? See her in her power. Right? This isn't even gonna fucking touch her. Right?
No.
It's not gonna touch her. It's gonna go straight over her head, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sit in that, immerse yourself in that. Everyone else wants to go and have a little immersion in the creator relationship. And give me a reading, right? Tell me how you see yourself, how you're experiencing yourself now in this relationship, and how you're seeing everybody else, how you're seeing the thing.
It's like this deep grace and compassion and um, gratitude that he has the best interests of our children front and center, and he's doing it his way.
Because he does.
Mm,
Like he does. It doesn't look like your
no,
way,
no.
but he
And I
does.
know that.
Yeah.
Like I've sat with that and gone, okay, cool. He's, he's doing what he needs to do to take care of our children's health and well-being the way that he he looks after his health and well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his humanness, right? Like I really get his own guilt around this and him being rocked by the school coming in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And fear of
Yeah.
judgment and
Yeah. And I think, and because he sits in the school environment too, like he's sitting in that place and now he's having to deal with it in a different way. Um, there is an element of um, like I can see his beliefs coming in to talk to him and his I'm not good enough or failing and whatever.
yeah, and he doesn't have these tools,
No,
right?
no.
I mean, that's his reality, right? He doesn't have like conscious awareness of his creator relationship, right? Who am I to say that he doesn't have some awareness, right?
Yeah,
In terms of an
yeah.
empowered way of being. But look, my question is, where would you rather hang out?
Right here. Right
Yeah,
here.
well, in this creator circle, right? And the choice that we have, right, to uncover where we've been,
Mm,
the expectations and demands, which it blows my mind what we have on other people, right? And how it causes the problem,
mm,
right?
yeah.
Because when we go through a process like that, I mean, I can ask you a question, is there a problem?
No.
There's no fucking problem, right?
No, it's like mountains out of molehill.
Yeah, yeah.
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 Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you too.
Beautiful, beautiful. And this is what it's about, right? We want to see where our focus is. We want to see what's playing out. We want to name it, and you named it so beautifully and so honestly, the not good enough, the bad parent, the fucking guilt, the shame that comes with all of that, right? The stories, the expectations. Yeah, that it takes a lot to own that stuff. And this is what's happening out there in co-parent land, right? Yeah, we make problems out of nothing when our co-parent is loving our kids. Yeah. Yeah, and I've watched this, right? I've watched this at extreme levels, right? At extreme levels where, as I said, one parent wanted to get the jab, the other parent didn't, right? And one of it almost broke a relationship between a parent and a child, right? 16-year-old girl, and she wanted the jab, right? She wanted it. And the father just couldn't let it go. And I said to him, you are destroying the relationship, the connection with your child. What is important here? right? Once he let go of the fear, right, we worked with very similar in a very similar way, an alchemical way, right? Saw the fear, saw how it was playing out, experienced it, bleh, right? Shifted gears, shifted orientations. He was able to see her as powerful. Saved their relationship, man. And that's massive. Yeah, when we let go of the control of the way we think it should be. Yeah, it's powerful stuff. Thank you, Sarah, for bringing it in and talking about it because it's a huge thing that is so close to my heart because I'm a co-parent myself.
Yeah. And that's the navigation piece, right? The co-parent, one has this awareness and one doesn't. And, you know, how we show up for that
Yeah,
and how we're able to work through these pieces like this will be quite different to, how the other,
yeah,
how Carl will work through his process or not.
yeah, yeah.
Or,
Exactly. Yeah,
like there'll be potentially pointing fingers and blame types stories. He may never, he won't, he more than likely won't say it to me to
mm,
preserve our relationship, but
yeah,
I could probably just about guarantee that
yeah.
that will be the conversation that he'll be having internally.
And some self-blame as well, right?
Potentially.
Yeah, in terms
Yeah.
of, the school coming on board. But yeah, and this is it, how do we navigate these relationships with people that might not ever come on board and we may not
Yeah.
ever agree, right?
Yeah.
And we can, right? We can learn to do it artfully and gracefully and powerfully, right? By putting what's important at the center, which is that you both love your children.
Yeah.
You both love your children. It looks different,
Mm.
but that's what's at the core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they'll never be up to the girls' loving measurements either.
No, totally. And that's the
That's
other
another
thing.
story.
That's the other thing, which is just such gold, right? You've all heard that, right? The different measuring sticks. That is what has saved the relationship with my mother, right? Like I went and spent last night with her, which is why I said I might go live, but I ended up because my mother's birthday is today, 82. She's 82, cute wee thing. And, we ended up having this conversation because obviously I'm just wrapping up my book and it's all about needing to be the perfect parent. And my mother's so perfect and so clinical and so OCD and all the things. And we were having a little giggle about it last night. She goes, and I was telling her about mine, that's how I've lived and now I've shifted it. And she goes, "Oh, I wonder where you get that from." And I just went, she starts laughing and she goes, "Well, I don't know where I got it from because my mother wasn't like that." And then we talked a little bit more and I said, so her mother actually wasn't tidy or, pedantic because my mum is pernickety, she calls it, pernickety. Yeah, you think about that's how she was with me, pernickety. Oh my God, your hair is out of place, and oh my God, all of it. And but then I said to her, but what was your mother like about your appearance? Like how you dressed, how your hair was, and she said, "Oh my God, had to be perfect, right?" And I'm like, there it is. Right, there it is. Right, because she made all their clothes, she dressed them all like little frickin' dolls, right? Because this was in the middle of the war when my mother was born 1942. So yeah, it's massive. Yeah, to be able to communicate to people in a different way, right? Even though we got differences, huge differences. It's saved the relationship that I have with my mum to be able to artfully and gracefully navigate these differences. The fact that she loves me in her way, and it's not the way I wanted her to love me, but now I can see it, right? I can see it. Yeah. Beautiful. Shani, what's happening in your world?
inability to operate Zoom. I am. So my piece is like around sort of struggling to between two different perspectives about like this trip for New Year's that I'm doing with Caleb. And I think it's like I'm kind of coming up, I think, against similar resistance that I had last year when I came over for the first time, where it was like, going somewhere. And like last year, I was just like a fucking mess. Last year, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to a festival. I've never been to a festival. I'm going camping. I have no gear. I'm going to go stay with Jacqlin. I've never met Jacqlin in real life. I'm going to go hang out with all these people I've never met in real life. Fuck. And like there was so much tension, and it was so tricky to like to keep that myself online and just do it, despite pretty much all the things, all my shit coming up. And now I feel like that's not there, because it's like, okay, I know where I'm going. I know I've got gear. It's like the need to, it's still the need to know that's fucking me up, but it's not that need to know. And it's like, what's playing out for me is the fact that I'm bringing Caleb.
Yep.
And like one of the decisions I made when I started traveling more in the last year is that I did that by myself. Like I went on a trip to just be Shani, to not be Caleb's mum, to not be like dealing with all the parent thing, to just go on a trip and reconnect to self and be with people and just, and it's been amazing. Like I forget that I'm a parent most of the time. Like, oh, I have a child, that's right. Because I'm not in that 9 to 5, fucking school lunch, school run. What'd you do with your fucking drink bottle this time? All that stuff. And so I have a lot of resistance to the decision I've made about bringing Caleb to New Zealand for 2 weeks. I like, my joke is, you don't take your job on holidays. Taking my fucking job on holidays for 2 weeks, Jack. And yeah, I think I'm dealing with like, until like maybe two or 3 years ago, Caleb was very socially anxious. So like I would go to a friend's house with kids he knew that were his age, and he would spend the whole time like Velcro to me. And I really wouldn't get to socialize properly with my friends. I wouldn't get a break from being a parent. It was really, really exhausting and frustrating, because he just didn't have the confidence to be like, oh, I'm going to go over there. Like he would go and play with the kids, but I had to go as well. And so like, this isn't as alive for him. Like he's much better socially. Like school's been a big help for that. And doing other social things. But yeah, I think my fear is that I'll bring him to New Zealand and he'll just want to like mum for 2 weeks until I've given up the will to live, and put him on a plane after a week and send him home by himself. Like, oh, unaccompanied minor coming through.
Yep.
The other fear that's really alive is that, we're sort of navigating a transition from like, just him and me to him and me, and my partner. And there's a lot of openness on both sides. Like, I'm really appreciative that Caleb's like, yes, like this is a cool thing, not like, and my partner is really open to that as well. But my concern is all the times that we've spent together, I'm not triangulating directly, because it's like Caleb has school, Caleb's at his dad's. There's pockets of time where there's the three of us together. There's pockets of time where I can just be one-on-one with either of them. And I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to do that in this 2 week period, because I don't have that structure. And I think the real fear is like, Or what if we go from the place where everyone's quite open and excited about this to everyone being like, fuck no. Like, what if it fucks it up, Jack? What if we go from a place of like, yeah, this is a cool thing to, oh my God, that was fucking horrible, I'm out. Yeah. So I'm really aware that like I am getting super caught up in, you know, what I'm making it mean or expectations and projecting, and I'm in negative vision because I'm trying to get away from what I don't want. And yeah, help. Help would be good.
Love it. Yeah. Cool. Juicy. Love all this stuff. And man, you know, it's a different thing when you've got a kid with you. Yeah. It's a different thing. I mean, yeah, Shane, you made a good comment there. And we'll get to that. Because, you know, they need to know the resistance, and when we can just be with the resistance, right? There's what you resist persists, that exercise, right? Where you can just be with it. Because yeah, resistance is a thing, and it really has the potential to fucking sabotage us and knock us off the horse. Checking in with your definitions would be a good start, right? Because seeing Caleb as a job, that might be a place to begin. Because, you know, Shane's put, there's also a set B. There is a set B, and I would love to imagine and suggest that maybe Caleb isn't a job in your set B. Because, you know, but we want to, you know, it's great that you said that, because fuck, I've felt like that before. I don't think any parent on the planet hasn't felt like that before, right? And when we feel like that, then that's what we experience, that it becomes a job, because that's the energy that we're bringing, right? And that's what they're sensing. And because what you want to do is clean up your energy, because otherwise you are going to have a limpet on you for 2 days. Oh, sorry, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 days
Sorry.
I can handle, Jack.
2 days, 2 weeks. Yeah, you are literally going to have a limpet on you. And because he is going to feel the anxiety and the fear and the resistance in you, and it's going to make him feel uncomfortable. So he's going to want to be on you, because that's a more comfortable place. Right? When it's actually not the best place for him. It would be better for him to go hang out with, you know, Auntie Sarah, who's not fucking carrying this anxious shit, right? Now that she's out of her hole. But you know what I mean, right? It's like this is the thing. And one of the lines that I've always used around parenting is, you know, we always believe that it's better if it's us, right? And sometimes it's better if it's not you, and this is the exact reason. Because if we're bringing shit energy to the table, then that we're going to experience the result of that shit energy, which is what the social anxiety is about. You know, like and I've experienced this with my boys as well. And when we're in here, it's like we're getting to the set B, right? What do we actually want? Because you're very clear on what's playing out. You can see you're in negative vision. You can see you're in fear. You can see the resistance. And you're experiencing the results of all of that shit, right? Which is the fucking freak out. And, you know, to acknowledge that, man, this is a different thing. You're now taking your son overseas to something that rattled you and wobbled you like crazy a year ago. And now you're bringing you know, your boy, who is your responsibility over that 2 weeks, right? So how long have you sat in? Have you created? Yeah. What is your set B? What's your vision for this trip? Right? What does it look like? And there's going to be a lot possible that you can bring into this, because I know for me that even something as simple as, and I think I may have shared this on a call somewhere in in one of the trainings, or you know, in the group program, If I knew I was going to see someone that I'd previously had a bit of something sticky there and I wasn't looking forward to, seeing them again, and I didn't know how it was going to roll, and I think that they might have even hot seat coached someone in this. I'm just going to mute you, Shani, for a moment, because her strategy with seeing this guy was cross my fingers and hope for the best, right? I hope it goes okay. And I'm like, oh yeah, hope is not a strategy, right? We know this. So when I've been in these situations, I play it out, man. Like I see how I want it to go, right? And I play it out. How do I want to meet this person? How do I want to greet them? What energy do I want to bring? How do I want this to go? Not fucking cross my fingers and hope it goes all right. Not see how they come to me and then I'll respond to that, right? Because this is what a lot of people do. How do I want it to go? How do I take claim my power in this? How do I lead? How do I bring the energy that I want to bring? Changes everything. And I've done it with my kids as well. Right? Like if I am at a social situation and I will actually step forward and model with other kids how to do it. Right? Because some kids are all right. You want to be friends? And then they're away, man. There's like one moment and then the rest, you don't see them for like 5 days at a festival or something. They're off. Other kids,
I don't have that kid.
someone
does that to him, he's good.
yeah. Brilliant, right? So what I'm saying to you in terms of creating this vision, like I coached this other person around how do you want to greet this person? How do you want it to go? Right? And then you bring that into your kids and you show them that too. Right. And you don't expect them to do it. You don't go, well, this is how you do it. And you tell them how to do it. Now go and do it. Right. You show them and you go up to these other, hey kids, what's your name? What are you up to? Blah, 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 and you make the introduction, right? It means you got to get out of your own fucking way, right? And all your own childhood stuff about going up and trying to navigate this weird kind of awkward, friendship thing. And, and I know that you're a soul child as well, right? So there's gonna be shit there. And the beautiful part about this, Shani, is that this is the healing, right? This is the you needing to step forward and really own that space so that you can show Caleb how to do it too. Yeah. Because what would you love, right? For him to be that kid, right?
Yeah, like for me, I just want because he's a suburban kid, I just want him to go feral for like 2 weeks.
Sweet.
I just want him to be like getting up in the morning and like, oh, I'm off, mum. I'm like going bush. I'm like, just yeah. He has a lot of fear in Australia about like snakes and things like that, and like he's really psyched that New Zealand doesn't have those things. So I want him to like get up in the morning and just be like barefoot, no shirt, off he goes.
Yeah. So every time, and this is the thing, every time you start to go down there, right? Because once you're down there, you're going to have limpet, right? Caleb limpet on you. Yeah. And because the thing is, and I know for me, I went to a lot of festivals on my own because I needed to do that, right? I needed to claim that space for myself and not be mum, right? And you're doing this, right? You've made this choice. So now we want to make it the best fucking choice ever. Because if you come over to New Zealand and all you want to do is not be mum, right? Then he's going to be stuck to you like glue. Yeah. But if you and sitting in that downward spiral, right? And the fear and the shit and the resistance and the blah, right? Shifting your focus, because you've had an experience of that, you know what it's like, you've been in it, right? Now, and just take a moment right here to sit in what you actually would love to see, right? You're on the plane, you're talking about no snakes, man, no snakes for 2 weeks, no spider. I mean, we do have some spiders, but not like you guys. None of those weird frogs, right? Cane toads, none of that.
They're in Queensland. It's all good.
Okay, we don't have any, none of that shit, right? And then because when you're in the upward spiral and you start ramping up, right, to Caleb about how amazing this is going to be because you're so grounded in the vision of it, yeah, and how he's going to meet friends and he's going to do this and he's going to do that and he's going to go in the swimming hole and you start really painting that picture and breathing life into it, right? So I want you to do that. Do it now. And see yourself going up to these kids and making the introductions, right? And being that bridge, because he needs a fucking bridge. You're expecting him to jump over a fucking cavern, right? He doesn't know how to do it. You got to show him how to walk across the bridge, right? Provide the bridge and invite him to walk over it with you. Yeah, and you hang out with the kids for a while. Right, and you get him comfortable. So see it and tell us what you're getting. Right, and again, this comes from a place of seeing your own power, your own greatness. So immerse yourself in that. You got to see him as powerful. Don't see him as that anxious, shy little limpet. Right, we know what that does. See him as powerful. He's going to have a fucking blast, man. Yeah, set the scene, design it, imagine it. This is what we do. And if the victim shit is coming back in, just push it out, right? Push it out. Yeah, that goes in the victim circle. Because it does.
Yeah.
It'll try and get in.
Yeah, I see him as like being really excited about having his own tent, his own house for 2 weeks.
Yep.
I see like he's really excited to go hang out with the animals and explore. Yeah, I feel like that, like I see like a really good agreement about like, you know, there's solo time for everyone during the day, there's together time, there's, you know, yeah, it's a space of like we're all gonna have our own thing with each other, but it's not like all day.
Hang on.
Oh, that's negative vision.
Where are you? Where are you? Right, hang on. I thought we were back in the vision of him going off and, oh my God, I haven't seen my kid for 3 days. Hang on. Oh no, he's hanging out with Joey and Jimmy and Jake. I don't know why they're all Jake, right? He's all good, man. He's in the swimming. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Not navigating the problems and how can we, yeah. You see this feral kid, right? He's barefoot. He's covered in mud. He's rolling around on the dirt. Joey and Tommy, all right? Joey, Tommy, Jimmy, right? Sky, Eloise, right? These feral kids, right? See them. Because if you can't see them, right, then you're going to be navigating problems the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like,
she's catching herself.
Yeah. We're not getting anywhere, but we're not going backwards.
Yeah.
I just want to not know where he is most of the time, Jack.
Yeah.
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 Like, I brought him a set of like little UHF 3K walkie-talkies. And it's like, I just like want to be like, hey dude, where the fuck are you?
Because the thing is, we go to these festivals for a reason, because we know our kids are safe there, right? You put the boundary and you say, don't go past this, right? This is the outer bounds. If I find out that you're out of it, nah, you're in big trouble, buddy, right? Whatever it is. Yeah. And that's it, right? You lay down the boundary, the ground rules. Right. But if it's, we all have to get alone time and right. You can see where that's coming from. Right. It's just like, right here are the edges, Caleb. That's it. Right. And see what you want, like really see what you want. And the moment, and I watched you do it on the call right here, the moment that shit starts to creep back in, no, 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 put it in its place. Right? What did Tony say? Return to sender. Fucking put it in its place, man. It's not welcome here. It's got its own circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can go and hang out there if you want, but I think you've been in there enough, right? Fuck's sake.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, I want him to have his own pack, Jack.
His own pack. Okay.
Yeah,
So help
like-
him create it. Help him create it, right? You've created it for yourself, and you can use that. Man, I've created this fucking awesome group of people, and we get to go and hang out with them, right? And you're going to get to meet all their kids, and their kids are awesome, and you're going to be like off doing this, and you're going to be like jumping in the river, and you know, just like really like paint the picture, right, of what you want, not what you don't.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, all you're going to create is that you're going to have a shit time, babe. So don't do that.
No, I don't want to have a shit time.
Yeah. You know, and the thing is, you know, it's like we're here, we're gonna be with you, right? So the moment we see you going back into that shit, we can give you the bitch slap of like, hey, look,
Where
what
are
do you
you?
want here? Yeah, but you have to be the bridge for him.
Yeah.
Right? We have so much expectation on our kids to go out and do it. Look, well, just go and play, right? It's like our kids are in a different fucking world than we grew up in. But we have we're back in expectation land, Sarah, right? This is where we live. We have an expectation on them that they go and play like we did.
Yeah.
When the world is different, we have to show them how. We have to model it. We have to be that bridge for them until they get it on their own, right?
Yeah.
Now, I realized that until I brought a friend, like I ended up bringing a friend with Sky last time. I never saw them.
I
Right?
know.
I never fucking saw them. I'm like, where are my kids? Right? And like, and you know, and I did beat myself up a bit because I came back and they were absolutely toasted. I was like, oh,
I remember that.
sunscreen, right? You know, and okay, so look, but we're not perfect. We're not trying to do this perfect. Otherwise, you're going to have a shit time. So, yeah, we have to model it to them. Yeah. And then you're going to get what you want, right?
It's absolutely the bridge for him because if we go to the beach and like just us and he'll spend like 2 hours assessing who he wants to be friends with, but won't actually approach them. By the time he's like, I'm ready to make friends with them, they've fucking gone home.
Yep.
Like,
I've seen that happen so many times. And that means that, and it's you, my love, it's you. You go, hey guys, what are you playing? Oh, can we play? You know, and you play with them for a while and you wait and you gauge and you check it and you see. But, and this is the thing, we have to get out of our own way. We have to get over our own shit and actually do that. Right. And I hated doing that. It was like, oh my God, right? Because all of my old childhood shit would come up. They're not going to like me, right? I'm not going to fit in. I'm not going to belong. All of that would come up. I'm a freaking adult. And I can't, you know, can't even, it's just, I mean, it's
well, the 6-year-olds like me.
I think 6-year-olds don't like me, mummy. But this is the truth of it, right? It's old fear and it feels very real. And then we just kind of, you know, have these expectations that we're talking about. But you be the bridge.
He's
And
not that kid, like, you know, like the whole joke about the job thing. It's like when he was little, he was a job. Like he was a really hard work when he was little.
Yeah.
And now I actually genuinely like hanging out with him.
Totally. Totally. But what I would love to do, like give him please take on a higher definition.
Yeah.
Please, right? So do it now. What, you know, I'll come back to you. So sit in there and like see that Caleb is a job because this is where you've come from. Yeah. And I agree, man. Young kids they're hard work. They really are. And now what's the higher definition? Yeah. There's got to be a higher definition because you don't want to be bringing that energy because otherwise it will be. Yeah. We create our reality. What reality you want to create? Yeah.
No
Cool.
Velcro.
Huh?
No Velcro.
No Velcro. Yeah, but that's negative vision. Come on. Come on. Higher definition.
Velcro free?
How about yeah, I mean the free I love because this is freedom for him, right? You've created freedom for yourself. Right? Now you want him to have it. Yeah. Yeah, so sit with that. Cool. No Velcro. Fuck's sake. I love it. I love it. Shane. No, I'm just reading your comment, Aaron. Hang on, Shane. Just 1 second. I was an only child, timid as with no adult who knew how to be a bridge. Oh, I think you can give Caleb a big gift here. Yep. Yep. They need bridges. Build bridges, not walls. Isn't that the saying? All right, Shane, what's up?
What's up? It's good to be on the other side of taking a little bit of a dive into some shit at the end of the 7-day challenge.
Are you
So,
back?
yeah, it's not like it's better on the horse, eh?
It is better on the horse.
And
And we all take a little dive now and then.
I got back on before it fucking bolted, which is the main thing, you know. But yeah, it was really cool. You know, like I can say it's really cool now that I did fall off that horse because it allowed me to just fucking let go of a whole bunch of shit that didn't matter.
Yeah.
I got a lot of my shit about getting this place all organized and ready to host said pack and said mama and said child. and yeah, like the stuff that was coming up for me was like, fuck, like I'm gonna get judged, you know, by just a whole bunch of shit that doesn't fucking matter, you know. Yeah, so it's not even really worth going into it because it was just shit from the past, you know. So I'm actually getting really excited now. Yeah, we're starting to plan like the events and stuff. You know, we got like fucking acro yoga. Shani's gonna do her tribe. We're gonna do a play workshop, Jack?
Are we? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Like I've said it now. Remember, because we were gonna do it last time, and then
Yeah, man. I'm up for it. Might do something else as well, eh? We'll just see what else comes up.
yeah, I'm pretty keen to put myself out there and
Cool.
do something. Yeah, so it's getting really exciting. It's building some energy. Just weird shit that happens, like a wild rooster's turned up here now, and man, was I brassed off. Cock a fucking doodle do at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's gonna wake everyone up when they're here, and I'm like, it's out of my control. And it's actually turned out to be a blessing because now I've been getting up and going to the morning moves and yoga and stuff. You know, I'm like, thank fuck for that rooster. He's cock a doodle fucking doos in the morning. I'm like, you little beauty.
Yeah, man. These problems that aren't problems, eh? They're
Yeah.
golden moments.
I think I went through a little bit of a time of a little bit of worry, a little bit with Caleb and how that's going to work. But for me, I think maybe a little bit of naivety is probably a blessing here. And I've really been tuning into the set B of it, you know, and it's exactly that. Like, man, the feral kids here, like I just see them, you know, it's just fuck, it's just going to happen. They really are like a pack of their own, you know, like they'll just be gone. And it's beautiful when they come back and they have all these stories and stuff. And there's part of me that like I'm so looking forward to the experience of all of what you guys were just talking into there. It's like, oh fuck, to go and make those introductions to the kids there and hang out and play. And yeah, just all of that, really.
Yeah, it's like you put
a
some
lot of
energy
time
in at
and
the front
vision
end.
of it. Yeah.
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 I just wanted to say, like, and you know, for Shani as well, you put that energy in at the front end, like you help the kids land and you put the energy in at the front end. And I know for me, so often when I finally put my tools down, so to speak, and get myself to a festival, all I want to do is just fucking relax, right? I don't want to have to put energy in the front end and build bridges with, but that's what you got to do, right? And then you get the back end.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's also putting the energy into that front end. Like, well, fuck, how do I want to show up in that front end?
totally,
It's not
totally.
like this is something I've got to do to set up for the rest of the thing. It's like, nah, this is a fucking opportunity to go and hang out and be stupid with some kids and have some fun and play,
Yep.
And I haven't really had the experience of that in my life, so it's really cool. I've sort of been engaging with the little buggers around here a lot more lately, just getting involved and getting into it, and it was so cool on Christmas the other night. Like one of the younger ones here, Awanui, he just come up for a big cuddle and sat on my lap, and we never really had a relationship like that. And all of a sudden it's like I've changed myself around it, and now I'm like a fucking kid magnet here.
Yeah, and you become a kid magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do this work, you become a kid magnet because the kids they watch how you interact with your kid, like and they watch how you interact just with kids in general, and they're like, I want some of that, and I'm going to go and hang out with that. Like I used to go to those jump places and ball pits and stuff, and I'd end up with this little fucking troop of kids, right? Because they just want to hang out with me and the kids because we're just being dicks, right? And all the other parents are out there on their phone, while and this is it, yeah, yeah. Set B, right? Set B, the vision. Curiosity, right? Which is what you're talking about, Shane, like the naivety, it brings the curiosity.
A
Yeah.
blessing, I think.
Yeah. And when you can bring the vulnerability in as well, right? Because you're in a position, this unique position of, starting to create a relationship with a kid that's been around for a while, right? And you've not been a dad before. Yeah, you're starting to become a kid magnet, which is awesome. But there's so much gold in the ownership and the vulnerability. Right? And I know that you guys have heard me say, and I'll just remind you, when I said to my boys, before you were born, I wasn't a parent. Like, this is the first time I've ever done this shit. It's the first time you're being, sons, and it's the first time I've been a parent. How about we just kind of work this shit out together? And I could literally see them go, oh, right? It's like, oh, okay, she doesn't know what she's doing either. I don't know what we're doing. Nobody knows what they're doing, and we just make it up, right? And there's so much gold in that.
It's a big experiment, yeah, and it's like getting all the fucking players involved in that experiment. It's like, oh, what a fucking relief. I don't have to figure this all out on my own anymore. Holy shit. Like when I was in my shit the last couple of days, and it was like, man, what am I doing here? I need to get over myself and drop a whole bunch of vulnerability with my partner. And it was beautiful, to do that, like to go, yeah. It was amazing. And it wasn't so much about the Caleb stuff. It was just in general, there's getting this place organized and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Vulnerability is a fucking power tool, right?
And because I was trying to do it all on my own,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's it's really nice to be back being a team again with it. The team that was always there.
Yeah, well, when we fall off the horse and are at the bottom of the hole, we can't see the team, right? And we forget that they're there. You can't feel the support. And yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, and the same with the because I was taking it on, I was like, oh my God, I need to get some kids here. How the fuck am I gonna do that? Trying to invite people with children and all of that. And it's like, you know what? I've done the best I can, and there's already a good tribe here, and it's like, fuck, it's out of my control. And there's a whole bunch of amazing, beautiful, heart open, creative people here. And it's like, oh, that's right. All of those people are going to be putting input into events and everything. You know, it's
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah, you put the call out right in your vision. Yeah, you hold the end result of that, and the universe just starts to organize itself. Oh shit, we need to bring some kids to this spot. Okay, cool. Right? This is what happens. And naturally, organically, the wisdom or the insight will arrive. Ah, someone will just drop in.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to ask them. I'll ask them. Yeah, but not when we're trying to force it and, because we know where we're coming from, right?
Mm. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, a lot like yeah, this whole New Year's thing now is pretty epic. I guess the one thing I think that's coming up for me that's probably alive at the moment where I feel, oh shit, we're gonna go into a little victim in this and then pop out in a creative version on the other side is around my birthday.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, Mum and Dad they've decided they're gonna come up. And I'm like, fuck, I don't even know if I want you guys here. But there's part of me as well that's like, wow, that's
When's
what
your
I've always
birthday?
wanted. You know?
When's your birthday?
7th of January.
Oh, yeah. So just after you.
Yeah.
So you'd love them to come up, but what's
Well,
the
for me, yeah, birthdays always fucking bring up a lot of shit, because it's like that day, it's like, well, what do I want to do? And a day in a sense to be a bit selfish.
Absolutely.
And yeah, there's like I'm worried, like, I mean, how the hell are they gonna fit in here where I live in this community? And oh, there's no proper, like we shit in buckets and composting toilets and stuff like that. I live in a fucking bus, and like my boundary is like y'all not staying here. Like you come up, get a camper van or fucking stay in a motel. Like they're very well aware of that because
Yeah.
it's just the logistics. Mum needs facilities and that. And I started to get all into it, and I was like, clocked myself this morning. And I was like, you know what? This is their fucking choice to come up here. I'm going to lay out, this is what I'm doing for my birthday. And like their happiness is their responsibility. How they fit in is theirs. I can't control that,
Well, I
It's
mean,
still sticky, but
it's the same thing, right? We can do that, or we can do this.
yeah.
Right. Where are we? Because yeah, if they want to come and they want to shit in a bucket, great, right? As long as if they know, look, this is the deal, right? It might not be your thing. I don't know. Maybe you want to push some edges. I don't know, but or if you don't, the other ideas, right? The camper van or the motel or right, and it's meeting them where they're at. But this whole thing, well, how are they going to fit in here? Right? That's up to you.
It's the same thing, yeah.
It's the
How
fucking
about those
same thing, brother.
introductions bring that energy.
You build the bridge. Hey, this is my mom. Come meet my mom. Hey, mom, I really want you to meet so and so. And you build the bridge, right? How do you want it to play out? Because if you just
I
leave it
was
up to
treating it the
chance,
exact same way.
that's it. Fuck, I hope it goes all right. Shit, they're not going to fit in. Oh my God, right? Fuck that.
Yeah, and almost like pre-warning to, oh my God, my parents are coming. They're a little bit asleep and all of that. And
No,
it's
no, no.
like, oh,
My
fuck
parents
that.
are
This is
coming.
my
I can't
parents.
wait to
They are
introduce
who
them
they
to
are.
you. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
and no one, brother, is going to judge you on your parents. Because that's what you're worried about.
Mm.
Right? And then you're worried about them not liking where you are and judging you. And then you'll be the bad boy, you won't be the good boy anymore because you're off living this weird fucking lifestyle, shitting in buckets and right, all of that, right? So tell them, give them the lay of the land, tell them what the deal is. And then they can choose what they're going to step into,
Mm.
right? And then when they're here, you design how it's going to go, right? You have a vision. Oh, mom, I can't wait to introduce you to everyone. You know, they're really excited to meet you and blah blah. You know, it's like you go in and you take ownership of it,
Mm.
right? Of how you want it to go. How do you want people to respond to your mum and dad? Then
Mm.
you bring that fucking energy.
Oh, this is getting exciting now.
Yes, fuck, I know, right? I can't wait to fucking meet your mum and
You're not
dad.
even gonna fall off the horse this time.
No.
I was
No.
like, oh, that's gonna be part of it. We're gonna go on a dive for this and receive some gold and then get out of it. Now, fuck that. We can
Just
bypass that.
think you've done.
Straight to set B.
You've just been for a dive, man. You don't need to go for another one quite so soon, hey? But this is what this is all about, and this is why we do this work in a group, because we can't see our own shit, right? You could see Shani, set B, honey, set B, right? She could have said set B, honey. What the fuck, right? Because then you. And this is why we do this. This is why we come together. This is why I have my own fucking coach that
Hallelujah.
slaps me around, right? We can't see our own stuff like someone else can, right? And when we deliver it with the love and the service that we do in this group, right, man, it fucking transforms. Because we've all got this shit going on, right? I'd be lying my ass off if I said I didn't. So, right, what we do with it is what matters. We just keep reorientating ourselves back to what we want, right? Our creator. You're going to create this magical experience for your parents, right? And you're going to be building bridges all over the place, and it's going to be an absolute joy if that's what you want.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell mum to bring up all her red hat outfits. She doesn't, I don't know if you ever heard the red hat is. She
There
gets
you go.
some crazy outfits she
Yeah,
makes.
you're like,
With
Mum,
the-
you've
and I'm
got to
like,
bring those outfits. I've already been telling
yeah.
everyone about them.
Yeah. Oh, she could put her own event on up here with all the other over 60s.
Yeah, man, totally different
Yeah.
energy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because I know
I'm
you
really
kind of,
glad that I brought it up as well. Like, because yeah, I think I've sort of fucking got through all my shit around this Christmas, New Year's. I'm not to say I'm like everything's fucking perfect. I just got all right with the fact that it's not going to be perfect. No one's going to judge me.
no. And well, you're judging yourself enough for it. No one has to judge you, brother, because you're doing a fucking fine job on your
Oh,
own.
I was doing a fucking good job of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not now.
Yeah. Look, man, everyone outside of us can judge us as much as they want. Right, go and have a good time. What did I think Tony said it to me the other day, because he was going to get this house that's nearby, and I said, "Oh, did they get back to you? What did they say?" And he said, "Oh, they didn't choose me." And I said, "Oh, why?" And he goes, it's none of my business." And I was like, "Touche, my friend, too fucking shade, right? It's none of your business what anybody else thinks of you." Right. And as soon as you make it your business and then you get upset about it, it's because you're judging yourself about that very thing in the first place, right? All judgment is self-judgment. It's a fucking golden tool.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Only matters what you think, because you're the only one that can change it. Right? And if you're judging yourself about something or worried that someone else is judging you about something, then you got something to look at, which is fucking great.
Mm.
It's an inside job.
Man,
All of it.
to know.
Yeah, man, that was some good juice.
I almost wasn't going to, and then I was like, no, this is it's sort of like, fuck, this is actually really alive for me. Always parents, parents
Yeah.
birthday and combine them up.
Yeah, no, I said I'm glad you said it, because I could see that you were just sort of tacking it on the end, right? Oh, yeah, and my birthday. And I'm just like, nah, man, it's a thing, right? It's loaded. Yeah, you design your own experience. Alchemy. That's what we do here. Sasha's got her purple dressing gown on again. I love that thing, sister. I'm gonna go and you better what? Do you live on the land? Are you up there as well?
I'm on Waiheke.
Oh, you're on Waiheke. I was going to say you might not want to be on the land because that dressing gown might go missing. Might have to come over and visit Waiheke and take your little dressing gown for a little snuggle. All right. All good, Shane? Sweet.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. That was really golden to see that. You know, I could see the sit me there, and I was like, fuck. You know, different people, slightly different circumstances, but this is the exact same fucking thing. Like, design the experience, you know, sit in the end vision of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was there, you know, trying to manage everything.
Yeah, trying to control it.
And their beliefs and all of that and whatever. And it's like, well, none of that's going to change. It's like, shit, what do I want? What would I love to experience that? And I can create that, well, to the best of the ability that I can. And know that shit, if it doesn't go that way, it's like, well, that's out of my control. But I've done everything that I can to create it the way that I'd love.
Yeah. Look, and you know, we can't control other people, right? In terms of that's the vulnerability. But the thing is, when you bring the energy that I've watched you transform into of having that piece land, you bring that energy, you're gonna create it, right? There's no way. And this is the thing, when we focus on the end result and we hold it no matter what's flying around, right? We will get what we want. It will transform, right? It will eventuate. We just got to hold it. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Catherine. It's like, man, we hold that. We hold it. And you know, so often we get so caught up, right, in the problems and the resistance and the things that we've got to fix and that we've got to control. Yeah, and they shift us off, and I'm just, you know, when I say to you guys, when it's a kind of cheeky comment when I say I don't ask people how they are anymore because it's such a bullshit fucking question anyway, because people just lie, right? Because we're so conditioned to lie. Oh, how are you? I'm fine. Oh, I'm good. Right? Bollocks, man. What's really going on for you? You know, in the level 1 program, right? When we do that demonstration, I got Glenn to do it, who was my assistant before. And I ask him and he goes, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And now I want you to close your eyes and like really tune in with yourself. And then I asked him again and a whole different story, man. Whole different story came out. Now I ask, where are you? Where are you? Where is your focus? Because if you're in your set A, then that's what you're going to create. Right? This stuff is not rocket science. Like it's simple. It's simple. Is it easy to drag yourself out of the shit? No, it's not. It takes practice. It takes commitment. Right? Because those pathways are so well worn. Right? They're ingrained. The grooves are deep to pull our awareness over to this side. Yeah. Takes a bit of commitment. And it takes a pack, man. Because I've tried doing this stuff on my own. Right? I've tried doing it alone. I've tried doing it the slow way. Right? I've tried doing it the cheap way. Right? And then I stopped that because I wanted change now, right? I wanted it now. I wanted to experience it fast. Yeah, Catherine, what's happening in your world? We only got 5 minutes. It's going to be like.
No, I just wanted to say, and I don't use this as often as I'd like, but it's like before I go to an event or I'm out for the day or whatever, as I'm driving to wherever I'm going, I go, well, this is what I'd like to feel and experience on my way home. So it's like I imagine myself driving home and going, wow, that was amazing. And, you know, like, and just how I want to feel, like feel into that, into the experience of the day.
Yep.
as if I'm driving home going, yes, that was awesome, you know, and really that's just a very simple tool, but it works every time. It's amazing.
Intention, right? Intention. And, you know, it's, and I'm glad you said that, Catherine, because it brings in the emotion, right? I mean, I know I spoke Shane and Shani, like, what energy do you want to bring, right? Because we bring it. When we expect other people to bring it, quite often we end up disappointed, right? Because it just becomes another one of those expectations and demands that we have on others, right? Oh, they need to initiate, right? They need to ask me. They need to do this, right? It's like, no. Right? You're the predominant creative force in your life, right? But the emotions, like, how do you want to feel? Right? How do you want to feel when your parents are here? Right? How do you want them to feel? What emotion do you want them to experience? Right? And it really starts to bring us into the emotion of the end result. Because when we're in the emotion of the end result, right, that's how things get created. That's how magic gets created. And I watched you transform, right? Both you, well, all of you actually, because that's what we do here, right? But you know, when you watch someone transform and they're like, "Wow," and then to woo, right? It's like, fuck yeah! I'm excited. Now I'm excited to build the bridges, right? To go and sit in the vision. You know, so everyone that, you know, for you guys, the S's. Shani, Shane, and Sarah. That's funny. It was the S day today. And for everyone else as well, for whatever's happening in your world, because we all got something that's going on, right, that we wish wasn't, to be able to go and sit in the vision of what you would love and anchor that in. Yeah. And I don't mean just go and sit and, oh yeah, to do 30 seconds after the call. Like if you really want something to change, if you really want to bring power to a different set, you know, to set B to your vision, then you got to spend some time in there. Yeah. Spirit guidance is happening tomorrow morning, which is a very, very powerful session at 9 o'clock in the morning, New Zealand Standard Time, right? We do a guided visualization practice. Yeah. You can use that to sit in the vision. Yeah. I've set my alarms hourly to go and sit for 2 or 3 minutes in whatever vision that I'm creating at the moment. Yeah, my alarm will go off. Oh, yeah, okay, right. And I'll go and sit on my yoga mat or somewhere, and I will sit in the vision of whatever it is that I'm wanting to create, right? That I'm wanting to birth in the world. Right. I used to go and sit in seeing my kids as powerful before they'd get home from school. Right? Where are you putting the power in your consciousness? That is the only question that you want to be engaged with. Where's the power? What are you focused on? Cool. Good session, guys. Yeah. So that is what we now are going to lovingly know as a group alchemy session. If you want to invite anybody to this session, right, I'll get another one up soon. It'll be after Christmas. It'll be in January. And I'll get the date up if it's not already. Maybe it is. And invite people to the call, right? So that they can have a taste. They can be a fly on the wall. They can just watch. They can observe. They can sit off camera like Sarah's friend. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, but we want to get this beautiful, powerful fucking way of being out into the world. Shane, what's up? We're complete, so make it snappy.
Just throwing it out there, we could do that coaching call live from here in the new year. Oh no, we're only here for a second, but throwing it out there.
Yeah, okay. I'll see when it is. I'll see when the date is. I can't remember. Yes, there is a recording. Yes, there is. I did record. All right, beauties. So we're going to wrap up. I'm having some calls with people about the Relationship Alchemy membership this week, which is rather exciting because that's going to be kicking off. I've got some really cool things coming next year as well, which I'm not going to tell any of you about. You can try and get it out of me over New Year's, and I will not spill a bean. Actually, that's not true. I'll probably tell you. So we're gonna close this call. Can't keep any freaking secrets. All right, we're going to close the call, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 for some spirit guidance. There'll be another session on Friday, and I'll get these other dates in. If I don't see you before Christmas, have a beautiful Christmas with your family or whoever it is, your soul family that you're hanging out with. And I will see you when I do. So join me in the Wolfpack Yowl, because this is the way that we close all of our calls. It's fun. It's so good. It never gets old. It's great for every part of you. Let's do it.
Yes.
Bye bye, guys. See you soon. Lots of love. Love you in a bit. Ciao.